The gold prospecting team finally struck. $1 million gold treasure. But an ancient legend is once again coming true at this moment. All those who have tangled with Todd, the Toothless One, are destined for an unhappy ending. After a full season of gold prospecting, the old Ray father and son only found about 30 grams of gold at the bottom of the stream. But they still believe that the bottom bedrock layer contains $1 million gold treasure. Since the Ice Age, countless gold particles have flowed downstream in the McKinley and eventually deposited in some low-lying areas. The location where the prospecting team is digging is one of these deposit points. Don't be fooled by the current find of over $1,000 worth of gold. Once the treasure trove is open, they could instantly harvest millions of dollars. And the sudden surge in gold yields last week almost confirmed this speculation. The next step is to continue the excavation work at the fastest pace to reach the bottom bedrock layer. After a full 6 hours of gold suction work on the first day, other team members eagerly purified the collected gold ore. However, the results once again disappointed everyone. It was almost another day with no grain. Seemingly, there's no such thing as a gold vein at the bottom. This explanation has no other reason. It seems that besides the bottom, there is no so-called gold hole. The team leader, Ada, suddenly deflated like a balloon. What's even more tragic is that Todd's $50,000 investment has reached its final repayment date. With no other choice, old Ray had to sell everything he had saved up, including the excavator and bulldozer purchased in the extravagant machinery, and he says the so-called 15% share may not be realized. After all, the total gold yield of over $1,000. The last he can get is probably $150. The desperate Ada father and son looked at the unpaid bills in their hands and could only quarrel. The final result is that Ada's father was so angry that he ended up in the hospital. The disappointed team could only make one final struggle. After all, the ultimate success or failure is not just a matter of profit and loss for the year. If there really is no so-called gold treasure here, their future gold prospecting work may come to an end. And this time, finally discovered why there was no yield last week. They had always thought they had reached a bedrock layer rich in gold, but in fact, it was just a layer of false bedrock. Geological changes over thousands of years, and the constant pressure of the sediment on the riverbed, the sediment and history to adhere tightly together, forming a layer that is almost identical to bedrock. Only by truly digging through this area can the real bedrock be found, which is where the gold is deposited. This sudden discovery instantly revitalized the prospecting team once again, because generally, a false bedrock layer is often very thin, which means that the $1 million bedrock layer they had fantasized about before may still be achievable. Divers also began their final struggle. Whether there is really gold at the bottom of the river will finally be revealed, and then the day's gold harvest directly left everyone jaw-dropped. The gold pan was densely packed with almost all golden particles. A rough estimate indicates at least 30 grams. Which means there is indeed a significant amount of gold in the gold hole. After digging through the entire bottom bedrock layer, perhaps they can really make a fortune. However, just as the prospecting team was immersed in joy, continuous rainfall struck again. Suddenly, the McKinley River surged, placing the tin mining work in a dilemma. Although the worth of $1 million in gold was right in front of them, they couldn't continue to dive for gold. Unwilling, old Ray still chose to take a risky move. For him now, it's either finding enough gold or perishing here. But in the end, Providence gave him a third option. The muddy river suddenly surged again, and perceiving the anomaly, other team hurriedly pulled him out of the water. Once they safely evacuated to the other side of the river, the swift river washed away everything they had built before. Perhaps this is the end result of Todd, the Toothless One, being tainted with too much karma. The gold hole they spent a whole 4 months digging was filled in 5 minutes? The gold prospecting work for the year was instantly terminated? However, in the gold pan, the last for sizable gold nuggets obtained became their new hope. They only managed to dig up 2.5 ounces, approximately 78 grams, of gold in a hole for months, less than $3,000. As for whether the gold hole really exists, with $1 million worth of gold, perhaps they can only wait until next year to find out.